Hey, this video is going to be on one of my favorite atheist YouTube channels, TJ Kirk, aka The Amazing Atheist, who was definitely one of the first people I started watching on YouTube, and I still do watch his podcasts and videos on occasion. But, um, I found TJ's channel to always be very interesting because when I first started watching it, I was still at that time not even close to identifying as an atheist, but I just had my first really terrible feminist teacher in college who was really more of a femcel than a feminist. She just absolutely hated men, and she identified with the worst areas of feminists like Islamic feminism and other areas that basically just seek to repress all sexuality as long as it represses male sexuality, and thought that, basically a woman in the West who wears short shorts is more oppressed than a woman in the Middle East who's forced to, in 100 plus degree weather, from head to toe dress in Muslim garb. So, I found it pretty interesting when he published some of his anti-feminist videos back then, since I was in somewhat of a anti-feminist phase. Like, It's Only Sexist When Men Do It was one of the first ones I ever watched of his, and it was immensely entertaining. And I didn't even know he was an atheist at the time when I watched it, but it was, talking about how some woman had, I believe, cut her husband's dick off and thrown it down the garbage disposal. And all the ladies on this video were just cackling themselves to death about how funny that was. Yeah, ha ha, when you mutilate a man's genitals, it's just fun and games. If the same happened to a woman, of course, this wouldn't be funny at all. But, it was just hilarious that it happened to a man. And he was pretty critical of them, and he was ranting and screaming on the camera. And I couldn't help but find him kind of funny. And then I saw he was an atheist on it when I saw his, username. I was thinking, oh wow. And that wasn't immediately where I became an atheist, obviously. But ironically, some of those issues that attracted me to TJ, like his anti-social justice warrior issues, his anti feminist positions, and kind of just overall independent viewpoints, initially attracted me to him, but now, I don't agree with a lot of those same positions anymore. But also, ironically, TJ has himself shifted to the left around the same time I has on a lot of these key issues, like on feminism, Black Lives Matter, and on just your general social issues. He's now, strongly to the left, whereas I am, probably also on social issues strongly to the left, though probably my biggest difference with TJ is he's extremely economically liberal as well, considers himself a full socialist. I do not. I consider myself, kind of centrist to center left on economic and fiscal issues, but that's really my biggest area of disagreement with him. Maybe I'm a little bit more pro BLM, Black Lives Matter, than he is on some other racial issues as well. I lean more left to him, but still, like him, I try to inject common sense into it and avoid identity politics. So we have a lot of similarities on that. If I grew my beard actually out like him and grew my hair long, I might even look a little bit like him, because we have like exact same tone of kind of dirty blonde hair and pale white skin and all that. So it's kind of ironic. He's also from, I think, Louisiana, and I'm from small town Missouri, so he knows what being from hillbilly country is like here in the States, and I can relate to that as well about him. But, I think probably my favorite overall video that TJ ever made was some of his refutation videos of Josh Feuerstein, the Christian who likes to go on his YouTube channel and rant about how the atheist knowledge with a clipboard he has that's like got a big circle with then a little circle inside. He represents, the little circle represents human knowledge, and the big circle represents all of scientific knowledge or all of God's knowledge or something. And it's $100,000 challenge to the atheist to see if they can't disprove with that little circle that God doesn't exist, or to prove that God doesn't exist. And of course, it's, really ridiculous. It's basically just trying to say, well, since you can't technically prove God doesn't exist, then obviously the Christian God must be it, which is the most common argument probably used by Christians. And, TJ pretty well picked it apart, and he did it with humor too. Like his thumbnail was a picture of Josh Feuerstein's clipboard with "atheists are dumb" written on with R written backwards, and it's pretty good. Obviously, some of TJ's channel didn't do a whole lot to lay like the heavy-duty intellectual framework for me becoming an atheist. It did give me a lot of smart and humorous insights, that an atheist can be not just a pure liberal in every position and not just toe the Democratic Party line, which TJ, sir, as hell does not. So that was, a thing I think that really though did inspire me a lot from TJ's channel, as well as he did give me a lot of smart talking points as well for being an atheist. His videos like Jacqueline Lynn's are well made and not by any means intellectually lazy or anything like that. So I've always enjoyed them and benefited over the years. But if you feel differently, or you have watched TJ's videos or some other atheist videos that you like or dislike, just feel free to put that in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And other than that, just like, share, subscribe, and see you next time. Bye.